I'm sorry, I just don't see your name on the list.
I mean, well, I'm not some bozo that, just...
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't.
Welcome to In Frame Out's Year in Film, where we take stock of 12 months of spectacular cinema and unfortunate rubbish. While the last 365 days have only shown just how silly and self-destructive a species we truly are, on the plus side, trash-flavoured trash has still kept swamping cinemas like an unstoppable tide of garbage. Having slurped my way through the vapid quim and somehow emerged with the ability to speak, here are entries 10 through 6 of our worst films of 2023. In Frame Out is entirely funded by its amazing viewers. If you want to help us out going forward, check out the link in the description below.
This is Charter 3703, long-range exploratory mission. An asteroid debris field hit my ship. All passengers are dead, no reason for recovery.
Message sent.
Hollywood is officially so bereft of entertainment value, so low on gumption and sparking inspiration, that 65 somehow got written, rewritten, pitched, financed, cast, shot, edited, and released before anyone thought to chime in as the voice of reason and say, "Hey guys, y'all know this f***ing sucks, right?" A spiritual prequel to M. Night Shyamalan's After Earth, an insult I do not dish out lightly, 65 crash lands a plucky ancient astronaut in the land of the dinosaurs and tasks him with getting off this rock before an asteroid lands on his face or a T-Rex decides to dine out on his succulent dude meat. And it is boring in a way that somehow stretches beyond mere tediousness and into hereto undiscovered levels of boredom that were once considered theoretically impossible. If you put a damp sock and a copy of The Horse Whisperer in a particle accelerator and amassed them together on a quantum level, the insipid result would still pale in comparison to 65's portentous, monotonous pablum. Adam Driver tackles every dinosaur encounter with the dejected humiliation of a man well aware he's slumming it for a paycheck, and what little dinosaur action there is has been shot as if we're watching a patchily edited TikTok of some seagulls attacking a day-old donut. 65 is such a waste of a perfectly stupid idea. I think everyone involved should be forced to watch Jurassic Park on a loop until they learn to appreciate how rad dinosaurs can be, or until they're driven to madness by the majesty of Jeff Goldblum's Musk.
Some guys are just not meant for companionship. Face the facts.
Wrong. Maybe you want to die a bitter old sod, but not me. I want to be cheerful, happy. But I will come visit you in the home.
Promise?
Scout's honor.
A quadrilogy capper so withered and shoddily stapled together that it felt like it was disintegrating in real time as I watched it, Expendables is yet another mouthful of dog hair from a franchise that has never once made good on its dumb guy mission statement. We're gonna have old dudes with muscles explode a bunch of stuff. Nobody is looking for something intellectual or transgressive here, least of all me, a shameless lover of dudes with guns and spaghetti sauce squibs. But with all the goodwill in the world, this is still cumbersome, dreadful, digitized dreck. If the first 3 entries were hemorrhoid-ridden disappointments, this is a prolapsed anus of low effort. Blood plugins that make every kill completely inert, green screen comping so lamentably shit that every shot looks like a Sega CD game, the whole thing is basically 2 woefully cruddy soundstage action scenes, connected by a sexual assault that's supposed to be cute, a ton of antihistamine acting from everyone involved. Oh, and speaking of 50 Cent, it sure does look like they spent about that much on the visual effects. I'm in no way joking when I say that the vast majority of the VFX here looks like the unfinished previs work rather than anything remotely close to releasable footage, despite the fact this soup sandwich somehow had a shooting budget higher than Oppenheimer.
That ain't budging.
No shit, it's gotta get wet.
What?
Wet, if it gets wet, it'll open.
Well, anybody got to pee?
I gotta go. I've been a piss since we haloed in here.
That Expendables 4 wastes two of the greatest living martial arts masters on a befuddling mess of barf-worthy direction and incomprehensible editing is enough of an indignity to land it on this list, so I guess all the other geriatric garbage is just a tragic bonus.
It's Sir Billy the Kid from now on.
Listen to me, face. You're either a sir and an actor from England, or you're Billy the fucking Kid, but you can't be both. No, I'm done. I'm sick of this shit.
Charlie Day is one of those televisual sweethearts who just can't seem to crack the big screen canvas in the way someone of his obvious comedic talents deserves. Always the support slot comic relief, rarely the leading man or dramatic foil. And it's this realization that seems to have spurred him on to write, direct, and star in Fool's Paradise, as if to prove he's a triple threat worthy of Oscar nominations rather than mere Emmy considerations. That's right folks, what we have here is a capital V vanity project that's chuggingly indulgent, mystifyingly unfunny, and missing any sort of point. Fool's Paradise is a movie about making movies that doesn't seem to know how movies are made. A witless satire of a movie industry that doesn't actually exist, handled with all the elegance and aim of a shotgun circumcision.
And playtime!
Okay, let's do it again. Again, you gotta duck, all right, buddy? Just don't let it hit you. Just, avoid it.
Ultimately, this all feels more like a conveyor belt of cameos than a cohesive narrative. It's a farce built on a false premise, told without conviction, and, worst of all, without a single laugh, intentional or otherwise. Oh, and one final note, for the love of all that is good and true in the world, someone stop giving Ken Jeong work. We get it, he plays an insufferable, deeply annoying, catastrophically loud prick in absolutely everything. Enough, please.
Hello?
It's okay, Mike. They just want to play.
A 2-hour exercise in trying to drink glue through your tear ducts, Five Nights at Freddy's is a film so pathologically misguided, it can't be quantified in normal critical terms. I've never experienced a screenplay that can only be logically explained by some sort of administrative error. It's like the intern they got to photocopy it accidentally erased 3/4 of the pages, and, in a blind panic, filled in the blanks where animatronic murder used to be, with an interminable custody drama and a dozen dire dream sequences about a camping trip. Seriously.
My lawyer and I will have to take you to court, where any judge with an ounce of sanity will see to it that you never see your sister again.
80 minutes of the runtime consists of a crooked aunt trying to adopt her niece for financial gain, as if that's in any way an actual thing or plan that would work, sloppily juxtaposed with a dude sleeping at a desk. As for the whole killer animatronic animals thing, the supposed premise on which a dozen or so games worth of lore are hung on the back of, well, this is a bloodless root canal of enduring boredom, where the almost non-existent body count is racked up pretty much entirely off-screen. Five Nights at Freddy's feels like spending 5 languorous days with the wacko jerk who wrote this whole continuity, and I'd sooner eat my own elbows than spend another second in this scareless, artless shithole. A one-note, no-jokes concept that would have flatlined as an SNL sketch, and feels like a form of cruel and unusual punishment when stretched to feature length, Cocaine Bear is an edgelord smear of frat house gags and outhouse visual effects. As lazy in its execution as it is in its conception, nobody on screen or off seems to know what this is supposed to be. Elizabeth Banks, not content with being an excellent albeit underused comedic acting talent, has instead opted to slam her head into the brick wall of directing over and again, and unfortunately for her and us, she's very, very bad at it. Visually, this looks like the kind of straight-to-streaming stinker that's just begging to become a tax write-off. The based on a true story hook is an outright lie based on a sliver of truth so faint Jim Caviezel wouldn't even touch it, and every plotting plot thread waddles through the woods like a kid who's crapped their khakis, until the titular bear makes a brief appearance to, you guessed it, be a bear on cocaine.
No, don't eat that, don't eat that! I will be goddamn. Should we shoot her? No. Let's see what kind of effect that has on her.
The fact character actress Margot Martindale got dragged into this undignified wank, now that I just cannot tolerate. Shame on you, Cocaine Bear. This woman's a national treasure. So those were entries 10 through 6 of our worst films of the year. Make sure to check out the rest of our lists over on the channel, and tune in next week for entries 5 through 1 of the best films of 2023. A shout out to our Patreon producers Jennifer C, Claire MD, Becky O, Jay Card, Playman, Kay Kraus, Jennifer Fetish, and Nicholas Lairevere, and a happy new year for all these amazing folks who support us over on Patreon. Did you manage to catch any of these turkeys? If so, what did you think of them? Let us know in the comments. As always, the best way to support the channel is to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And if you're in a position to do so, consider checking out our Patreon at the link in the description below, where you can sign up to get your name in the credits, access to our Discord, and membership to the In Frame Out Film Club. As always, thank you for watching. Until next time, this is In Frame Out.